Are you wondering how to do a medical internship in Australia? Well, watch this video to find out about it. Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm the Career Doctor. I make videos on YouTube to help you manage your own medical career. Today we're shooting outside. I had a request from a subscriber to try an outside scene, so hopefully you like what you're seeing here. Interested in getting a comment below as to whether you like the outside or the inside with the computer setup. By the way, if this is your first time here, I'd really encourage you to leave a like below or a comment. And if you've been coming back a few times, well, why not subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get the next video when it comes out. I do one at least a week. Today we're doing a quick video about the medical internship issue in Australia. It's one of the most common questions I get asked about by international doctors, so I wanted to address it because it keeps coming up. So in this video I want to talk about why you probably can't do an internship, but also, before you switch off, what some of your alternative options are in that process, and explain some components of the medical training system which are often a bit confusing to international doctors. There is a slight loophole to this issue around doing an internship if you are a doctor from overseas, and towards the very end of the video I'm just going to talk about that, so I encourage you to watch through to the end. Now we're going to switch over to the computer screen because I want to show you a few things.
So let's talk about the internship in Australia. What is the purpose of internship? Well, firstly, it is a requirement for all local medical school graduates as the final step in obtaining general registration. As such, the positions available for internship are audited annually, and for most graduates there is actually a government guarantee of an internship position. So when it comes to medical graduates seeking a doctor position in Australia, there's a little bit of a bottleneck in the workforce at the internship level. In 2017 there were 3,366 intern positions in Australia. The majority were filled by Australian graduates of medical schools, with a smaller number of international graduates of medical schools in Australia and a handful of graduates from New Zealand. So the key message here is that the eligibility for internship in Australia is tightly restricted to only graduates of Australian and New Zealand medical schools. But what about loopholes, I hear you say? Surely there's an exception. And there is, but it is only really applicable in very limited cases. If you go to the Medical Board of Australia website, you'll see that if you have never worked as a doctor before, then you may be offered an internship position in Australia and may be able to be registered if you can prove that you have never completed a medical internship. But even the Medical Board of Australia warns you that you are strongly advised to complete your internship elsewhere, as very few doctors are able to find such a position. So what are the alternatives to an intern position? Well, firstly, if you are a medical student, you're probably looking more for an elective placement, and these are generally reasonably possible still in Australia. And you can normally organise this through your own university. If you're already a doctor, you may want to look for an observership. This gives you an opportunity to experience the Australian medical system and familiarise yourself. It also helps with preparing for examinations and may even allow you to pick up a doctor who will act as a referee when it comes to applying for a post. Finally, when you are actually looking for positions, you need to look past internship to jobs like resident and house officer.
So thanks for watching the video. Hopefully that explains a little bit about why for most of you can't do an internship, but what the other types of jobs are that you can apply for that get you that provisional registration status that gets you to general registration. And for those few of you who may have not had a chance to do an internship in another country, you now understand that there is an exception, but it is often very difficult, and you're probably still best off trying to get your internship or equivalent done in your own country before trying to work here in Australia. So comment for today's video, have you applied for an internship in Australia? What was the result? Do you know anyone who is an international doctor who did actually get an internship? How did they go about it? What was the ways they found out about the position? Was it kind of how I'd said in this video? A reminder again about the Facebook groups that are available to you and the International Doctors page, and I will see you in the next video.